Hello to my truth and freedom seeking friends. I'm going to talk to you about why 99% of you crypto savers, owners, and investors do not have to, by law, pay any federal income tax on your crypto gains, transfers, exchanges, or transactions of any kind. My name is Payman Motahede. I'm the founder and president of Freedom Law School, which I started in 1996. And for over 30 years, I've openly not filed and paid any federal income taxes and teaching the good American people like you how to do the same legally and safely. Never went to prison. These guys have been after me, and why? They're unsuccessful because I follow the law. And you also will see the law, where the law is on your side, my friends, to be free. So let's go to the subject of crypto income taxes, right? You see, you'll see why, you don't have to pay any capital gains tax. Capital gains tax is just another form of income tax. Now, whether you sell your crypto to somebody else or exchange one crypto to another type of a crypto, which happens a lot, or any other transactions that you may do with your crypto. For example, people send from their exchange wallet, from Coinbase, I've seen, to their own personal private wallet. IRS expects you to file an income tax, and you prove everything. You prove the cost basis of the sale. You prove that when you have one exchange of a crypto to another, how much you sold this bit crypto at to get the other one, because that is considered a sale by the IRS. And if you transfer your crypto from your own exchange to your private wallet, as far as IRS is concerned, hey, you sold it to somebody else. Because Coinbase, Craig, and Gemini, they sent a 1099 form to the IRS saying, hey, he sent this crypto over there someplace. We don't know who it is. You have to prove that that anonymous wallet of yours is actually yours, not someone else's. That is considered a sale by the IRS, and they come after you for income taxes. So how do you solve this problem? It's a big problem to prove your innocence, the cost basis of the transaction, to prove that it went from your right wallet, from your exchange, to your own wallet. How do you solve all this? Well, there's an easy solution to everything if you have knowledge. First, you should know that the IRS has this on top and near the top of the 2025 1040 tax form. For several years they've done this. They have this digital asset question right there. See? This is 2 lines, yes or no. I'm going to have to give you the most, this version of it because it's easier to see. This is a trap to get you and nail you one way or another on the very first page of the 1040 form to make sure that you don't miss it. You put your foot in the trap one way or another with this IRS crypto question. Here it is. They ask you at any time during this tax year, did you A, receive as a reward, a warrant, or payment for property or services, or B, sell, exchange, or otherwise dispose of a digital asset or financial interest in a digital asset? Yes and or no, you have to answer the question. At the end, of course, you have to sign that 1040 income tax confession trap form, which I'll get to in a minute, why that's a big problem for you, okay? See, the problem that most crypto investor savers have is the same as most Americans. We've been lied to. How? We've been programmed all of our wash with this lie, okay? You probably believe that filing an IRS 1040 income tax confession form is a safe way to avoid IRS audits and keep yourself out of prison. Yes, I know Most of you have been brainwashed by your accountant, your CPA, the corrupt major media, and even tax attorneys that, whoa, you go to prison if you don't file, right? That is what they tell you. Well, you need to think again, my friends, okay? Because you were deceived into unwittingly increase your chance of going to prison for taxes when you sign under penalties of perjury that your 1040 form is true, correct, and complete. Yes, that is what you do. You see, you have to realize now, and you'll see that the safest way to have the IRS leave you alone is to not file any 1040 income tax confession forms with the IRS. And I'll show you clearly why, okay? The fact of the matter is that when you sign an IRS 1040 income tax confession form, it is a confession against yourself. You state under oath that you owe the IRS money. It is not automatic. Okay? It is not. You must sign that form and confess you owe the IRS money. Otherwise, IRS has to go through a very expensive process of giving you a chance at a trial in U.S. tax court to challenge their proposal. They'd rather just sucker you up to sign a 1040 income tax confession form, and that's how they get most Americans. Okay, here it is. You see that? Go get your last year's 1040 income tax form at the bottom of page 2, where it says sign here. Yeah, the big print, sign here. There's this tiny little small font writing on the right hand side. What does that say? Did your accountant or CPA explain to you what this form means? Well, I bet you he did not. So I will. See, what this form says, that you signed this under penalties of perjury. You say, okay, Payvon, what does that mean? That means that you signed that piece of paper under oath, same as if you were in a court of law with a judge and a jury. Yes, if you lie in a court of law before a judge or a jury, you can go to prison for lying under oath. That is what penalty of perjury means. On the penalty that if you lie, perjure yourself, you accept that responsibility and you will go to prison if you're convicted of lying under oath. Okay? So basically it means throw me in prison if everything on this form is not true, correct, and complete. Now, worse yet, you also claim that you owe the IRS on line 37 of the 10 for income tax confession form. You say here, amount you owe. Yeah, you say under oath the amount you owe the IRS. Here it is. This is the amount you owe. In plain English, your accountant, bookkeeper, CPA tells you, put on here the amount you owe. But don't worry, I put the amount you owe here for you on the right-hand side. Yep, the dollars. You pay your accountant, bookkeeper to sucker you and put the rope around your neck and give it to the IRS. Say, Massa, I'm paying my fair share of slavery. Please, accept that. Don't ask me for any more. Don't ask me to prove it in an audit. Please pick up somebody else, Massa. You declare your slavery to your master when you were deceived by your accountant, bookkeeper, CPA, and the major media to make yourself a slave of the federal government and the Epstein billionaire gang. Okay? So, but it gets even worse, folks. It gets worse. You see, on this crypto question I have you on the left-hand side here, you got to say yes or no, right? Well, guess what? If you say yes to the question on the crypto, you put yourself on the IRS audit list. The IRS is hammering crypto tax return filers with audits because IRS knows how expensive and difficult figuring out the cost basis of your crypto sales is. That's right. So IRS can tax you on your entire gross crypto sales and transfers, hurting you big time. Yep. Just like when you register yourself for guns, why don't you register your guns, the government? Oh, so when they want to take them, they know where the guns are. You told them you have guns. Same thing here. Okay? You told them you are a crypto owner. I'm one of those guys you want to pick on. For more easy money, go ahead, pick on me. Now, you don't want to do that, obviously, so you're thinking maybe I should tell them no. But you see, I just covered that. If you say no, you just lied under oath, which means you can land you in tax prison for 3 separate tax crimes. You've seen including tax evasion for up to 9 years for every 1040 form on which you lied about not having sold any cryptocurrency. So that's even worse, okay? And the crimes are right here. Look at them. I'm not making it up. Here it is. You can get attempting to evade or defeat a tax evasion, 5 years of prison time. Filing of fraudulent and false statements, 3 years. Filing fraudulent return statements or other documents, 1 year. In total, you risk going to prison for up to 9 years for each year you file a 10 for income tax or any other tax form. Wow. So if they come after you for, let's say, 5 years of filling out 1040 forms that they pick on, you be going to prison up to 45 years. Could be a life sentence for some of you for just innocent signing a piece of paper. Your bookkeeper, accountant, CPO, tax attorney deceived you to believing, oh, that's a safe thing to do. Pay me some money. I'm the expert. I keep you safe from the IRS. He's been deceived to enslave you. He doesn't know. He doesn't know anything I'm showing you here, okay? So that's why you don't want to sign this 1040 forms at all to begin with, okay? So the solution is don't file. Don't file 1040 income tax confession form because you're not supposed to pay income taxes to begin with, okay? So I'm going to show you how that works, okay? See, bottom line is I show Americans pay no income or payroll taxes by following the U.S. government's official legal websites. You are deceived into reporting and paying income tax you never owed in the first place. The deception lies in certain key terms defined differently than your dictionary. This U.S. individual you see on the 1040 income tax confession form is not a 50 states individual. Yep. He or she is actually a District of Columbia individual, okay? They should have this form renamed D.C. individual income tax return, not a U.S. individual of the 50 states. They deceived you into believing it is. You see, they played games. I'll show you how, okay? Those required to file an IRS 1040 form are citizens and residents of Washington, D.C., not the people of the 50 United States. Yep. So you're going to see now in the following pages, you will see tax law definitions as defined by the United States Congress and also U.S. Treasury regulations as interpreted by the Supreme Court of the United States. These definitions were hidden in plain sight in the law books. So ready? Let's get to it because this applies to not just your crypto sales and transactions, but anything you make as a wage earner, as a business owner, commission sales, sale or rental of real estate, stocks, bonds, any kind of money you made as an American in the 50 United States, it doesn't apply to you, except any work that you do for the federal government in Washington, D.C., or real estate in D.C., those you got to pay income tax on. But you're not a citizen or resident of Washington, D.C. by law required to file and pay federal income taxes. So I'll show you right there. Let's start with the IRS 1040 form instructions, which I agree with, okay? Here it is. They say about filing requirements on page 8 that these rules apply to all U.S. citizens, regardless of where they live. Yep, I agree 100%. The word U.S. citizen is a key word we have to define later on, as you shall see, okay? I'm going to go to a law straight from the horse's mouth. This is the government's official legal source of all federal laws. U.S. House of Representatives, okay? Here it is. This page at uscode.house.gov calls itself this. The United States Code is a consolidation and codification by subject matter of the general and permanent laws of the United States. It is prepared by the Office of the Law Revision Council of the United States House of Representatives. That's right, this is official source of law. The lawyers of the House of Representatives have put out there for the world to know. Lawyers, judges, you. They have all these categories of or titles of laws. Title 26 or Category 26 is the Internal Revenue Code. Here it is, the federal tax laws. Let's go to some of those sections. Here goes Section 1, okay? Tax imposed. Everybody knows. Any accountant, CPA will tell you, oh, Section 1 of the code imposes an income tax. Yeah, and I agree, it does, okay? It says right here in introduction, Part 1, tax on individuals. It is, tax imposed. I agree with that. Hereby impose a tax on taxable income of married individuals and other individuals, right? It says it all right there. I agree with that, but who are these individuals? You were deceived to believe it's you in the 50 states when it is not, okay? So here we go. Let's look a little bit closer now, okay? Here it is, U.S. Treasury regulations at ecfr.org, Part 101-1, income tax on individuals, okay? And here is what it says, okay? Section 1 of the Internal Revenue Code. By the way, here it is. The Internal Revenue Code, this is it. The Bible of the IRS is in my hands. You see it for yourself, okay? It's a thick book, okay? With over 10,000 pages of tiny font, minutia, gobbledygook, and tissue-thin paper to confuse you and your CPA, accountant, tax attorney who pretends to know the law. And they don't know this thing. All they know is to obey whatever the IRS says and fill out forms to make a good little slave and sign F-1040 from under. Penalty of perjury under oath and put the rope around your neck and give it to the IRS. Yeah, give it to the IRS and ka-ching, hang ya. Okay, let's see what the law says. Okay, Section 1 of the Internal Revenue Code imposes an income tax on income of every individual who is a citizen or resident of the United States. Yep, I agree with that. Totally agree with that. And they use other language. Okay, see, look at this. Citizens or residents of the United States liable to tax. In general, all citizens of the United States, wherever resident, and all resident alien individuals are liable to the income taxes imposed by the code. Yep, okay. We agree on that. But you'll see, this is not you, the people of the 50 United States that they're talking about, okay? So let's go to Section 7701 from Title 26 Internal Revenue Code, okay? Here there's a Chapter 79 on definitions, yes. This is where the rubber meets the road. Pay attention. Now the good stuff is really getting to the meats and potatoes, folks. So hang in there. You're going to get the good stuff now, okay? Look at this. Here they say, when used in this title. What title? Talk about Title 26, the Internal Revenue Code. Yep, right here, folks. This book, yep, they don't make it by print anymore. It's all online these days. They talk about this, okay? Online version of it, okay? This They define many terms in here like person, partnership, and partner, corporation. But look, they have a definition for United States and states. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Let's see what they say. Let's go first to state, okay? Because that makes it a little easier to read the rest. State shall be construed to include the District of Columbia, where such construction or understanding is necessary to carry out the provisions of this title. But look at this. District of Columbia is not a state. How can it make D.C. a state when it is not a state? Because they can. They can put whatever they want in there. The lawmakers can define things any way they want. Okay? So how about the term United States? Well, United States, when used in a geographical sense, and that's what we want to know, includes only the states, which we already know state includes only the District of Columbia. None of the 50 states are listed at all. Not New York, not California, not Florida. Right? And the District of Columbia again. So, United States is what? District of Columbia, because that is what state is, plus District of Columbia. It's only D.C. The people that got to pay income tax are who? D.C. citizens and residents. The whole United States, you thought all this time means the 50 states, means District of Columbia. You were lied to. You were deceived again. See, you didn't know Epstein billionaires run this country for a long time, did you? Yes, they have for a long time. They make themselves above the law and make you a slave, but you don't have to be a slave. You can be free if you choose to be, by watching with your eyes, listening with your ears, and think for yourself. Right? Don't listen to the ignorant accountants, CPA, tax attorneys who tell you, oh no, this will get you in trouble. Oh, yeah. They don't know the law. They cannot refute it. They just tell you to be scared. That's all they know how to do. Okay? So, let's go look at these terms, United States. Here's a Supreme Court case called Hubin and Allison versus Iba Tax Commission of Ohio. This case is important because it tells you what the United States can mean in law is different things. You see, United States to you always mean 50 states, but in law, it's not always the 50 states. Here it is from the mouth of the U.S. Supreme Court. Okay? The term United States may be used in any one of several senses. That's right. It could be different things, depending on the situation. It may be merely a name of a sovereign occupying the position analogous to that of other sovereign family of nations. Okay? Like America as opposed to Russia, China, France, Germany, that type of thing. And we have collectively has looked at one as opposed to other countries in the world. Okay, because remember, America is not a country. We're really 50 countries in a union. We are a union. Okay, but from the outsiders, we're one. Okay, that's how founders did it. Okay, United States may designate the territory over which the sovereignty of the United States extends. Yes, see. That's D.C. and its territories. And oftentimes, in laws, they only apply to D.C. and or its territories like Puerto Rico, Guam, Virgin Island, American Samoa, military lands and bases. Yes. So that's where sovereignty, like a king, applies. Okay, federal government is king in the D.C., in the district given to the federal government. It's okay, they have very, very limited specific powers in the 50 United States, okay? So, and the third sense of the term United States, okay, is what? Is, here we go, let me send this for you a little bit, okay? It may be the collective name of the states which are united by and under the Constitution. Well, yeah, you name the 50 states. You name each of them, like, again, California, Colorado, Ohio, Vermont, as a collective 50. That's what that is. So which one they use to come after you for income taxes? The second one. The territory over which the federal government is sovereign or king. Okay? So let me give you another example about this stuff, how this works. Look at this. This is now the example where they use the word 50 states. This is section 4612, okay? Definitions and special rules. For the purpose of this subchapter, this is a subchapter on petroleum, on oil, okay? Here they have the term United States also defined, okay? Okay? United States means, look at that, the 50 states. Wow! They remember to include the 50 states.
Wow!
See? You cannot assume that 50 states is here. I'm sorry, here in section, hold on, in here. Okay? Section 7701. Okay? Because it was meant to be kept out. And for oil, they can tax oil in all 50 states and the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, and any possession of the United States, the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands, and the Trust Territory of the Pacific Islands, and more. Okay? So this proves to you that the 50 states are excluded from the definition of the United States and does not apply to your 1040 income tax form or you at all to begin with. Okay? Here's another Supreme Court case of Stemmick versus Carhart. Okay? Here in this one, okay, you see that tells what? When a statute or law includes an explicit definition, we must follow that definition even if it varies from that term's ordinary meaning. Yep, see? The 50 states are excluded. Therefore, they're not in there, okay, in the definition of the United States when it comes to income tax laws. It is axiomatic self-evidence obvious that the statutory or legal definition of the term excludes unstated meanings of that term. If something is not listed in the definition, it is simply not there. Right? And here's another case, a tax case. Gould versus Gould, 1917, unanimous Supreme Court case, says this rule is even harsher on government, harder, okay, when it comes to taxes. In the interpretation or understanding of statutes, laws, levying or imposing taxes. So in understanding laws that impose taxes, it is the established rule not to extend the provisions by implication or implying beyond the clear import of the language used, or to enlarge their operation of tax laws so as to embrace or include matters not specifically pointed out. If something is not specifically pointed out, it's simply not there. 50 states are not included in the definition of the United States in the tax law, section 7701, therefore it's not there. And in case of doubt, the tax laws, okay, are construed most strongly against the government's power to tax and in favor of the citizen not being taxed. There it is, folks. Any question, any doubts? It goes against the government. So now you see why this 10 for U.S. individual income tax return is not a 50 states individual, okay? That's right. It's not. What it really is a District of Columbia, D.C. individual income tax return. So whether it is for you as an individual, okay, married, single, as long as you're not from the District of Columbia, you're from France, Egypt, Russia, Germany, California, Florida, Texas, no tax needs to be paid by you on your crypto sales, investments, real estate, stocks, bonds, wages, salaries, commissions, none of that stuff, because D.C. is a foreign country as opposed to each of the 50 sovereign states in the American Union, just like France, Germany, and Italy are countries within the European Union over there, right? Their country, so it's California, Texas, New York, right? Okay. Now that we covered that, folks, you got to know this, okay? You basically do not put the rope around your neck. It's very important because that is what gives the IRS the power to mess with you, okay? Go to our website, freedomlawschool.org, and educate yourself, okay? You can start the 7 easy steps to regain your power and freedom right there on the front page of our website. Everything I told you more is there. You'll see, again, clearly why, based on U.S. government's official legal websites, no law requires 99% of Americans to file and pay income and payroll taxes, okay? And you will now never again voluntarily, okay, pay the Washington, D.C. swamp, the Epstein gang billionaires, legally and safely with a guarantee if you wish. The key is what? The key is you. That's it. And I mean you must do one thing, and that is you must seek the truth. And if you do so, the truth shall set you free. Again, start at 7 easy steps to regain your power and freedom. What you do is very simple. Put your smartphone in your car when you go shopping, work, errands, at the gym. Let it play. Listen. The videos are 5-10 minute short ones to start with on your drive to wherever you're going. At lunch and dinner, play them again. This time, watch them, okay, and listen at the same time. You see, oh my gosh, I've been suckered up all my life. I didn't know. I wish I didn't. I had not signed all those 1040 confession forms in the past. Not be a slave. I didn't know. But now, you know. Now, you will be free. Okay? And tell other people about it also, folks. It's about truth. It's about love. Live and let live, love and let love, and freedom. Tell everybody. You can call Freedom Law School also if you have questions at 813-444-4800. We'll do our best to help you. But really, everything's at our website, freedomlawschool.org, to begin with for you, okay? So the 7 steps start with step 1, follow the law. I gave you a glimpse of that right now, okay? Step 2, I talked to you about you got to start filing income tax confession forms on the penalty of perjury, right? And then step 3 is realize IRS's bluff is a Wizard of Oz, okay? You've been brainwashed all your life to be a slave. No longer you be brainwashed because now you realize that the IRS operates on deception and bluff, okay? And step 4 is stop paying tribute to the and worship and be afraid of the beast. It's really slavery IRS, okay? Question authority, okay? Okay, Roger Congress members, file and pay income tax only if your congressman can show you the law that requires you to file and pay income taxes. That's right. You pay income tax if your congressman can show the petitions, which are available on our website for free. You send them out and tell them, hey, I'll pay my fair share. Yes, I will. I owe 0, I think. I got the law on my side. It's all quoted, listed, attached to the petitions to Congress members, like you saw. But if I'm wrong, please show me, and I'll pay. I'll pay gladly and dearly. Guess how many times any congressman, any lawmaker has ever shown us wrong? That many times. 0. And thousands upon thousands and tens of thousands of these have gone out to Congress members. I know, because they download it for free on our website to send it out. Okay? Because we are right about this. You've been deceived to become a slave and no longer. Okay? Then, step 5 is realize IRS is not this Godzilla monster the media creates for you. They're a toothless lizard. Okay? If you stop filing those 10 for income tax confession forms, stop signing it. Go to our website at freedomlawsuit.org and stop income tax withholding from your paycheck. That's right there on our website on the right. Okay, go up there. Free yourself from tax withholding. Right there. Open that tab. Okay, but the forms, the instructions are there in the bottom of in step 1. Okay, all right. Now step 5 is take courage from our victories. Why? Because the fact is, no student of Freedom Law School has ever gone to prison for federal taxes, nor have their paycheck or bank account levied or home or business seized by the IRS, as long as they came to Freedom Law School and stopped filing and paying income tax with Freedom Law School and stayed with Freedom Law School. That's it. See? That's my record, several decades old of success. And you can be part of it. You can be free if you choose to, okay? And then after that, it's up to you. Next, here forward is optional. You can do it all free on your own. Pay me nothing. Keep your money. It's yours. I know inflation is hurting you. Cost of food, gas, everything's going through the roof. And your income is not keeping up with that. I know you need your money, brothers and sisters. So keep it. You need it. Okay? They will leave, IRS leaves over 99% of non-filers alone completely. They do. Not 100%, but over 99%. But some of you say, Paymon, I want to be part of fighting the corruption, the criminality. I will not pay the Epstein gang billionaires that own the governments, these pedophiles, any of my money. I don't want to put up that war over there and our sons and brothers getting killed out there for another foreign little country out there. Right? Why? Okay? So, and we're in debt to about $40 trillion. So you can do what the Founding Fathers did and be protected at the same time. Join the Restore Freedom Plan. If you're watching this video, you have the spirit of America's Founding Fathers in you. I know that. What did they do? They hung together. That's right. And that's what it takes for us to take America back to freedom once again, okay? See, here's a quote from Benjamin Franklin. Gentlemen, we must all hang together, or else we shall all hang separately. Yep. So join the Restore Freedom Plan, and if you do, you will enjoy 100% guarantee, okay, when you legally stop filing and paying income taxes. As long as you are a member of the Restore Freedom Plan, Freedom Law School will prevent the IRS from levying your money, or Freedom Law School will reimburse you, and you will not go to prison. That's right. You will not go to prison. If we do all the legal work, unlimited consultation, legal help, attorneys, done by us. IRS takes your money by force, 10,000, 10 million or more, doesn't matter. We'll reimburse you out of our funds, so you have no risk at all. Zero risk. Best way to go. And you're part of America being free. We need to elect more Ron Pauls, more Thomas Masseys that represent you, the American people, in Congress, right? That's how the ball of congressmen. We were so poor, we're going to fund the election of good people, and the bad guys elect bad guys in Congress. That's the problem we got. The politicians have been corrupted because the income tax slavery system makes us poor, and we get corrupt politicians as well. Okay, so it's up to you, brothers, to change it. And I got good news for you, my friends. Step 7 is my favorite. Love and spread the truth about the Restore Freedom Plan. Okay, ride Freedom Law School's horse. Okay, of knowledge and truth and law, and empower America and our families to be free. Okay, so by doing this thing, we'll pay you. We'll pay you to love and spread the truth. The first membership of Summit joining is 50% yours. Again, let people do it on their own for free because you need the money badly. But if you want to be part of the plan, it's an option available for those of you who want 100% guarantee, 100% peace of mind as well. While they're feeling good, that they're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. You're not giving the criminals, the Epstein gang, billionaires, any money, these warmongers, no money. Okay? You are keeping it for you, your family, and if you choose to restore freedom in America by joining a Restore Freedom Plan. So with that, my friends, I invite you to love yourself, to educate yourself, okay? I made all this gobbledygook simple for you, okay? Educate yourself and share it with anybody you love. Your spouse, your children, your parents, siblings, family members, friends, co-workers, okay? Spread the truth. We'll send you our brochures, Restore Freedom Brochure and Fast Track Your Success. These 12-page brochures are free for your asking, because they show how no law requires 99% of Americans to file and pay income or payroll taxes. And I'll pay anybody $50,000 if they can show me anything wrong in here. Put your name at the bottom and phone number, we'll pay you. When people join our Restore Freedom Plan, be at modern-day Paul Revere and share the truth. In Iran, where I came from, folks, you could not criticize the government. You could go to prison and jailed and tortured for simply criticizing the Shah, the king of Iran. But in America, we have right to free speech. You can say what you want to say. Publish material. Okay? Exercise it. On our website, you can download these brochures also, by the way, okay? For free. Or link it to somebody you know. Text them, email them, and let's get out there, folks. Let's get after it. Let's love America. It's the greatest country on earth. Still is. Despite all of our shortcomings and imperfections, we got to work together, get it back to the greatness that was a vision of America's founding fathers. They paid with their lives, their fortune, and their second honor to give us this institutional freedom that we have, that your rights come from God, you're born with it. The government is there only to protect you and your rights. That's it. But today, you don't have to pay that kind of price. All you can do is stop being a slave, number one. Okay, and that's great. And if you choose to be like this great men, and take a portion of what you pay the IRS into a Restore Freedom Plan, 30% of what you would have otherwise paid the IRS, that's right. Keep the 70%, 30% into a Restore Freedom Plan. You're 100% protected, and you're helping America become a free, great nation. It was meant to be once again. I give you all my love and invite you to live and let live, love and let love, seek the truth, and you shall be free at freedomlawschool.org. Okay, my friends, now I'm going to get to your questions that you have. I do that every week. I normally charge $1,000 an hour for my time. I'm that busy, seriously. Okay, I got other people that I hired and trained. I pay them less. They can answer your questions in a private, one-on-one consultation if you wish. But every week, once a week, I'm here to answer your questions myself for free to help you be free. And I hope the answers to person A's question will help Mr. B, C, and D as well. Okay? So let's get to your questions. If you have a number to call, okay, if you have a questions, call us. The number to call is going to be on the screen for you. But right now we got 10 callers right now in the waiting. So I'm going to put the people on the list first with questions. Number one is area code 703 caller. Then area code 734 caller. Followed by 248 area code caller. Then 301 area code caller. Then call from area code 628. Then we have a call from area code, another one from area code, no, he's there twice for some reason, 628. Another one from area code 484. Then a call from area code 832. I think there's another one below that, isn't there? Yep. Another one beyond 832 is number 937. So, folks, there's a lot of people with questions. So I need you to get your question quickly so I can get to everybody on time, hopefully, okay? So give me, each of you, your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question. So 703 area code caller, let's start with you, my friend. I cannot hear you. Hold on. Let's figure out a sound situation. Give me a moment. Hold on. We got to fix the sound situation. Okay, try again now.
Okay, I said my name is Sean. I heard you on quite a few podcasts this year. I wish I had found you decades ago. But here's my situation. I've spoken with some of your folks. They're great. I've looked over the material. I agree with you completely. But my situation's a little unique. I was laid off 6 months ago. I'm at a point where it looks like I am going to have to file for Chapter 13 bankruptcy. If I do that, I will be required to provide my tax returns every year to prove my income. how does that work with this program?
Okay, I highly doubt if you need to do Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Let me tell you why. First of all, you never do Chapter 7, almost never. You did it only when you have nothing, because Chapter 7 is everything's under control of the trustee of the bankruptcy, and you have no ownership control, and you can just liquidate everything you have. So never do that. Chapter 13 allows you to repay your debts in 3 to 5 years typically. Okay? But listen, okay? The fact of the matter is that you have a lot of cost, expenses to pay a bankruptcy attorney that you could have used to pay your debtors. Okay? And debtors know that they got to need to work with you. Okay? Let me tell you, folks, America's hurting badly, I know. We are getting ready for another Great Depression like 2008 we had. So I know you're hurting. But bankruptcy is not the answer. Don't even go there. Okay? Let me ask you quick questions. Do you have how much you have real estate? Do you have stocks, bonds, cash, bank account, investments? How much you got? And how much you owe? Rough numbers.
So I owe about 210. If you count equity in the house and investment accounts, I've got about 130.
Yeah. How much your home equity? How much your home equity?
About 100. So I co-own with my girlfriend, so there's about 300 in equity, 150 hers, 150 mine, and he said you can protect 50 of that, and then I've got another about 40,000 in investment.
Yeah. They cannot take your home. Okay? So you're fine. Okay? Use that $34,000 to make it work last longer. If you can't pay me, you can't pay. I'm sorry. I mean, that's how the economy works. Our money system in America is fraud. Federal Reserve Bank is privately owned by the big banks. Chase, BOA, Bank of America, Citi, Wells Fargo, the big banks own the New York Federal Reserve, privately owned cartel, not part of the government. They make money out of thin air, literally by fraud, thin air, like counterfeiting in the garage, and lend it to government, you and the corporations at interest. Eventually this game, people run out of money. That's what's going on out there. Bankruptcy is not your answer, okay? What is your answer? You've been laid off is, how old are you, Sean?
About 47.
47. Okay. Call us. We send you our brochures. Fast Track Your Success, okay? Or the other brochure, or both. Restore Freedom, okay? And you're unemployed? No problem. Go to your local supermarket in front of them and say, don't have to file an income tax. Be free of the IRS forever. Follow the law, okay? Be free. No more IRS, legally and safely, with a guarantee. Listen. You're going to walk by. Some of them will look at you like, ooh, here's a leper. I'm afraid. Don't even go talk to him. Okay? And you're going to get some people just look at you like, well, interesting. What do you got? You got someone with an open mind like you who thinks for themselves. And you go, share me a little bit about this stuff. Okay? And guess what? You'll be surprised. How many people will approach you and say, you know, I heard about that stuff. You know, I saw this guy, Marjorie Taylor Greene. You know, yeah, this guy here in the back, you just pay him I saw him on online. Yeah, I heard about that. Okay? And you're going to get paid. Join the Restore Freedom Plan. It's minimum $2,000 a year, 30% what you otherwise would have paid the IRS. And go have fun. You get paid 50% of the membership of people you refer to us. At $2,000 level, you get $1,000. The guy's membership is $100,000. You get half of that, $50,000. Okay, so don't do bankruptcy. That's the worst thing you can do, my friend. Okay. All right, Sean. Thank you for calling. Let's go to. I don't see a screen here. What can I do on that? Let's go to area code 734. Then help me with that, please. I need to see his number though. Area code 734 caller. Give me your first name. How you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Brian.
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 Uh-huh.
Yes, I've watched Clayton and MTG, done some research on your website, and I called in today, spoke with George, and he recommended me to call into the podcast. So you've been self-employed for over 35 years. and I've been on a installment agreement plan with the IRS for many years. And once I started finding out about the fraud and abuse, I decided to stop making the payment. So that was about 3 months ago. I stopped, and then they sent me many certified letters. And my one main question is, if they're going to terminate the installment agreement because I'm not planning on paying any longer, do they have grounds to stand on? Because I obviously, just like probably 95% of the people in this country, have signed on a 1040. So if they're threatening to levy your property, your bank accounts, your business assets, your personal assets, your wages, income, things like that, do they have the ability to do that if you're not in Columbia, if you're not in Washington, D.C.?
Okay, Brian, how much you owe the IRS? I got your email, Brian. I got your Brian. You see that? You sent to me your email. Okay, I got that also. And how much you owe the IRS for what years right now?
Well, they keep adding penalties and interest.
Right. How much is it right now, about? For what years?
It started back in 2015, and it goes to 2024.
So how much about?
But
10 million, 10,000, 100,000. How much is it about?
86.
Okay.
86,000.
All right. Okay. Listen, I got good news for you. Okay. The bad news you already know. You wish in your email you told me you had never filed this temporary confession forms. Because, see, that's how these corrupt accountants, CPAs, they make money off of you by making you poor. They tell you to pay me. I'll keep you safe, because they've been deceived themselves. Just like the doctors that got you to take the corona jab, they get paid to lie to you. They've been deceived to lie to you, same thing. So, you never owed the money to begin with, but you signed the confession forms. The bottom line is that IRS is in a state of crash. Okay, you don't have to worry about them doing anything to you right now. You can make a payment plan if you wanted to at the collection due process hearing stage. That's right, you're not there yet. They told you in the letter that they could send you a tax lien, they could send you a notice of federal tax lien on your property. And so they probably send you a collection due process levy letter also. They probably have to do it later on or not. But at that stage of a lien filing or levy filing, before they'll do levy or take your bank account paycheck, they'll give you a hearing, you can challenge them and make a payment plan at that time perhaps. Okay? Now, also you should know this, there's a good chance IRS will leave you alone. Yes. IRS is such a broken agency, okay? Look at my screen. They cannot even keep up with filers who have confessed to own the IRS money. This chart shows since 2010 forward, okay, amount of IRS levies or the big taking bank account paychecks is about 3.7 million, okay? That was in 2011, okay? And now it's crashed down to 300,000 roughly in 2021, over 90% drop. They are so overburdened, okay, that so incompetent that they don't have enough people to answer phone calls of people that want to call the IRS and make a payment plan. That's right. They want to make a payment plan. And they don't have enough people to simply take your call, to take your money. Can you imagine that? You call Walmart, I want to pay your money. They say, sorry, our phones are too busy to take your money. That's how bad the IRS's shape is. I know, I just talked to somebody I met recently, said, Paymon, I filed for a couple of 3 years, and I was afraid. So I called the IRS, make a payment plan. I was on the phone for 2 hours. Then I hung up or got disconnected. I forgot which one it was. He said, I'll call back. Another 45 minutes on hold. Just make a payment plan. See, IRS is not this monster to take your stuff. They're not. And they don't want to levy your bank account. Because if they do levy your bank account on your paycheck, they know you're going to call them incessantly to say, I need that paycheck to pay my rent. Because most Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and they know that. Going to keep calling them. Keep calling them. You might even go to your congressman. Your congressman are going to call the IRS liaison to get involved with the IRS liaison. And a lot more work, paperwork, and manpower for them to even answer congressmen. So the IRS said, we're going to leave even filers alone because we just cannot handle the calls we get when we levy people's paychecks and bank accounts. That is why in this chart, you see in step 3, I talk about IRS's levies are down by over 90%. That's a crash, folks. So you might be just fine. They might just never collect it from you, leave you alone. If you want to pay him, when you can't afford to pay him, fine. That's your decision to make. Okay? But you'll be okay for right now. Just no more, from here forward, 1040 income tax confession form signings. Give it to the IRS, and you'll be good. All right, my friend?
I understand what you're saying, Payman, and I greatly appreciate your help and time. But if I don't pay it, which I haven't for the last 3 months, and now they're sending me threatening letters after they sent me, a number of certified letters. If I can't get a hold of them and I choose not to pay it any longer, then I know what you're saying, that they only have so many people working.
Right.
But obviously, after 3 months, somebody sent me letters. So there's got to be somebody on top of this.
Nope.
But,
Stop. No, wrong. There's nobody out there watching you say, hey, guys, Brian was an installment plan. He stopped. Charlie, Joanne, David, somebody go and suck at him. Get the money out of him. That's not how it works.
Okay.
That's all brainwashing. All your life you had, Brian. That ours is this monster that will eat you alive. Whoa! That is what they want you to believe. That you are weak, that they are strong. That is a myth. Go to my website, study step 3. Ours is deception and bluff. The major media got you, Dorothy and her friends, afraid of the Wizard of Oz. Okay? Ours is not a powerful entity you've been all your life brainwashed to believe. If you stop signing those 1048 forms, and even then when you sign 1048 forms, they're falling apart just like the Soviet Union. Okay? That collapsed in 1991. Nobody believed it would happen. This totalitarian, powerful tyranny, but it did. Okay? So, I'll leave you with that, Brian. I gotta go to other people. Huh?
They could have been computer generated.
Of course they are. They all are.
Levy my wages or my bank accounts.
They can send that levy to your bank account paycheck, but you're going to be calling the IRS phone lines. Did you hear me say that?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and then when they don't answer the phone lines, you're going to call your congressman. Did you hear me say that?
Yes.
And when you call a congressman, he's going to call IRS liaison. Remember?
Yes.
And IRS liaison going to call it a taxpayer advocate. Taxpayer advocate have to call the IRS to figure out what's going on, get it back to congressman, get it back to you. That's a lot more work that you cannot afford to do. Do you understand that, what I just said twice for you now?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's why they don't do it. Okay? Go to step 3, read, and step 3, realize ours is deception and bluff. It's all there. I'm not going to take everybody else's time to tell you what you should have read on my step 3, my friend. So go do your homework. You'll be happy you did, brother. Okay? Don't be afraid. You unemployed or you got low hours, go educate yourself, my friend, okay? You believe me, you'll love it. You'll be happy. But it takes a little time, not too much. Go to step 3, study that, you see, okay, it's not so bad as I thought. And watch more of my videos, you'll be okay, brother, okay? I love you, Brian. I'm going to go to other people. Let's go down now.
Thank you, Payman. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my friend. Go to a 248 area code caller. You're live, my friend. Give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yes, sir. My name is Jack, and I started to follow you on Twitter back in 2023, I believe. Right about the same time that a lot of us were being exposed to the waste and the fraud and everything else. So I appreciate everything that you're doing and all the education that you've provided. I've got no questions on process or anything like that. Just one final question, as I'm ready to become a Freedom Law student, is I haven't filed since 2024, so not 2024, 25, or 26. How do we handle the previous years? Because that's been something that I was confused in speaking with George. And by the way, if George is there, tell him he's awesome. He's an incredible asset to your team, and he was super helpful in answering all my questions. But I just wanted to, hear from you what happens with the previous years. How do we handle this?
It's simple. Don't file any more slavery 1040 income tax confession forms and go on, enjoy your life to be free. It's that simple. Like, so hard to believe that you can just simply take the chains off and just walk away free. Really? All my life, I walk with a chain around my neck every year. And I don't have to have a chain around my neck with a ball and a chain. Really? I can be free? Is this really possible? Yes. Yes, you can simply be free. You need more verification? Go to freedomlawschool.org. Okay?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I'm starting to get, or I'm not starting to get, but I've been getting like the pay or not pay, but file or else. So I was just specifically asking about, I become a Freedom Law student. I want to make sure that 24 and 25 are covered as well.
Yes. You can join for 24, 25, be covered. Yeah, look, this gal named Brenda got me, sent this letter to us, okay? You still haven't filed your 2023 tax return. Says, so they know they are in trouble. Because I've been exposing the fact that the IRS in 2015, 16, 17 left non-filers alone. And didn't realize, oh man, we're in trouble. If the sheep get out, the sheeple, we have no more sheep to shear. So they start saying threatening, scare letters to people to get you confessed on your own under oath. So you're fine, Jack. You'll be okay, brother. Thanks for calling. We got more calls we got to get you. Let's go to 301 area code caller, and then we got more people to add to the list. Okay, 301 caller, give me your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please. Are you there, area code 301 caller? Let's see, you got him? You're live, my friend. What's your name? 301 area code caller. Okay, he's not answering. Let's see. I'm going to go and be to 628 area code caller. Then we're going to go to the 484 area code caller, 832 area code caller, 937 area code caller, then 308 area code caller, followed by another call from area code 254. Okay. 628 area code caller. You're live with Freedom Law School. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please. Are you there? Area code 628 area caller. Are you there? Speak up. Don't know why I don't hear me either. Let's see. Maybe he left also after waiting for so long. We got tired, perhaps. We're going to go to the next caller we have from area code, I think 484. Let's see. All right. You need to turn on your computer because you're echoing with us. Okay? Turn on your computer volume. Okay? So we don't have the echo.
Are you there? Can you hear me now?
Yes. What is your first name and how you heard about us, and then your question?
Yes. Yes, my name is Bonnie, and I'm from California. and I've heard your interviews with MTG, Redacted, Matt Gates, Lara Logan, Mel K, and many others.
Very good. And how may I help you? Okay.
Yes. And so I'm just, actually, this is a follow-up to my questions during the last Q&A, Payman.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I did not file a California or a 1040 concession form for 23, 24, and 25. And during my last Q&A with you, your recommendation was to file only the California form and not the 1040 form.
Right.
So in order to do that, I just prepare the 1040 to get the AGI and enter it on the California form, but do not submit the 1040, correct?
Correct. You mail it. You U.S. mail it by certified mail to California Franchise Tax Board, not online. Uh-huh.
Okay, so is there a reason for sending it in the mail versus electronically filing it?
Yes, because California requires that if you do it by online, they want the copy of the federal tax return also. But your federal tax return shows zero. You only do this because California is a communist, totalitarian regime of just illegality all over. The courts are corrupt and very aggressive. So you're just paying extortion to the criminal mobster called State of California, which is completely owned by communist Democrats. So that's the only reason why you're doing that. So, but when you do it by mail, they will not ask for the federal tax return.
Okay, so then based on what my AGI is on the 1040, that number gets transported to the California 540 form, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And okay, so thank you for that. And then my last question is that also in 2024, I withdrew most of my retirement savings to buy a house. So is that money subject to federal taxes or just California?
You took retirement money out. The IRS claims you owe income tax on that, but you don't. But California expects you to pay income tax on that, yes. But listen, I remember you called before, and you were talking about people to join the Restore Freedom Plan. Listen, honey, you don't have to call me on this. When you join the Restore Freedom Plan that you wanted to, you're going to get unlimited, private, detailed, slow explanations. You don't have to rush on this thing, on this thing. Just call my people, tell them I'm joining. I need help with this thing. We'll guide you throughout the process, hon. Okay?
Okay. But because I have not filed, I'm based on your recommendation.
Yes.
I'm going to be filing the California form. But for 2024, again, if I don't file it soon, I know the penalties and interest are accruing.
No,
and,
penalties are waived because you filed for an extension with California, I assume. Okay, interest is going to go on there, but you want to do it right. Okay, look, you're going to join. You were going to join 3 weeks ago. I remember. Join that you were going to do to be protected, and we'll guide you through these questions in a private call in more detail. You don't have to be on this call. I got right now 7 people waiting to get the questions answered. I have to rush you off, unfortunately, because I got people calling. But call. You may want to do a private one-on-one paid consultation with one of my people if you want. And when you join, you'll get credit for that toward your membership also. Okay? So do that. One of my experts, maybe do consultation with them, private consultation, and then you'll be fine, and we'll take you from there.
And so then can I just do my 2023 California form right now?
Yes.
Okay. And then for the 2024, because I had the withdrawn and I took the money out of my retirement, I'll just do a consult call with Freedom Law School for that?
Yes, you do a paid consultation which will be applied to your membership in the Restore Freedom Plan. Send for our paid consultation, okay, and that's $300. And guess what? It's really going to apply to your membership anyways when you join. And we will take our time to explain and guide you through all the questions that you have. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I very much appreciate you, Payman.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling again.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's go to the 832 area code caller. You're live, my friend. Give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Wonderful. Hello, Payman. My name is Liz, and I've been following you, I believe, since 2024. But really, what got me interested is when I saw the video with Marjorie Taylor Greene. That was really touching, and it helped me to turn my head around. However, I sent you an email, Payman, and what it is I have not filed since 2020, or rather, I have not signed the concession form, and so I have not gotten any kind of letter from the IRS. However, I have received three letters from my state, and it does have names. It has the governor name, it has the secretary name, and it's listed as notice of assessment. So I know you don't do state.
I do state also. What state are you from?
Oh. I'm in Kansas.
Okay. What was the date of the letter?
The date of the letter is April 7th.
Okay, well, you got time to challenge it. You have, when you get these proposals, you have 30, 60, 45, or 90 days to challenge them and potentially there. So that's what needs to happen here. Challenge them at that time. In time, within that time frame, in writing, as the letter tells you, and they will not go on to assess, fix the amount of tax. It's all in limbo, and there's no collection of anything. You can challenge them that way. That's the start of it.
Okay. So would I need to become a member to get the letter?
To the response? Well, how much
Yes.
how much they're proposing you owe them?
Well, they have me for 2020, 2021, and 2022, which comes out to a little over 2,000.
Yeah. See, the problem is, honestly with you, the amount is so small, it's not worth fighting it. I'm straight with you. There's only one of me and a few other people I've trained, okay? And so whether your tax year was 2,000 or 2 million, the legal process is the same. The work is almost the same. So if they're after you for 2 million or 200,000, it's worth fighting. Maybe even 20,000.
Okay.
But 2,000 is too small to pay me or anybody else to fight it, and then, and just cost too much. So
right.
That's why we say if you're low income, maybe a small amount, maybe file pay them, or don't file pay them. But it's not you can't fight small stuff like that. That's the reality of it.
Okay, so my last question on here is, so if I ignore the letter from the state, I guess they would not come after me?
I never said that. They may come after you. They may come after your bank account and paycheck this May. You may want to pay them.
Okay.
Or not.
So
wait for them to come and save the money. It's up to you. Mm-hmm.
The IRS has not sent me anything.
Yes.
2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24, and 25. They have not sent me anything.
Yes.
So I guess not to worry about that.
Well, look, here's the thing. Please do not ask these completely 100% guaranteed zero answers without joining your Store Freedom Plan. Okay?
I got that.
It's not something that can happen. The question is, how likely is it to happen? You can die tomorrow or next week in a car accident. 50,000 people die in car accidents every year in America. You can, but you take the risk every day, go in your car, go to work or shopping, right? So, what? You take a risk? You could die. You can die. Well, just because something can happen, it does not mean it's likely to happen. So IRS can do things technically, but very unlikely, okay? Ask the right question.
Okay.
How likely something is about to happen, could happen, versus can it happen? Okay?
Got it.
Just save up that
Okay.
$2,000 if you don't want to pay them, you know? Buy some gold,
Okay.
buy some silver, buy some Bitcoin, okay? Or pay them if you want. It's small. It's not a huge amount.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, miss. Thanks for calling. Let's now go to the 937 area code call. You're live with Freedom Law School. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yes, Robert from Ohio.
And how did you hear about us, Robert?
We had met you, it's been a long time ago, but it was a meeting, and I think you were there, Tommy Cryer. So it's been quite a while.
Wow. That is a while. About, geez, over 15 years ago. All right. Very good,
Yeah,
Robert.
yeah.
Took you so long to finally call me, huh? After all this time. All right.
Well, I've called in a few times because we were in the Royal Freedom Package, but the way things are now, I'm having to do everything myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but I just wanted to really just kind of get an idea. I think I know exactly what I need to do. The first thing I want to do is correct and rebut those 1099s, and then also tie that in with the trade or business scam. And I know any assessment, there's probably about 12 or more documents they have to have, and they generally never have those.
So what's your question, Robert? What's your question, brother? Don't tell me what. Yeah, tell me what your question.
I guess my direct question would be rebutting 1099s.
You don't need to rebut nothing. You don't need to. You cannot. There's nothing to rebut. The IRS doesn't use them against non-filers. 99+% of the time. Okay? You have to sue, literally sue the third-party payer in a court to remove that. You have all this money to pay a lawyer that doesn't even understand this stuff to do that?
Right.
No.
Right.
So just, no. Don't worry about it. Just go on. Okay?
Okay. Okay, yeah, that really was the question. I just wanted to,
Okay. And Robert, know this before I go to the next caller. Way back then, when you were a Royal Freedom Package member, it was a flat amount.
Yeah.
Okay? No matter rich or poor, it was the same amount. It was $5,000 a year to start, $2,000 a year. Toward the end, it was $9,000 to start, $6,000 a year after that. But now, this way, what I've done is people, because with a 100% guarantee, I charge less for lower income people and more for higher income people because there's more to protect. So minimum membership now is only $2,000 if you're low income. Okay, over half our members are $2,000 level. People in America are hurting. I know that. That's why I'm trying to help you. And if you want to be on your own, that's just fine too. I'm just letting you know in case you want that safety, security, not to worry about the stuff. The membership is a lot lower. But otherwise, you be on your own. You're doing good. You're fine. 99% plus. If you're left alone by the IRS, I wish you the very best. All right, Robert? Okay.
Sounds good, Payman. Thanks.
You're welcome,
and
my
I'll probably
friend.
call back maybe later just to get a better idea of reinstating that.
Get an idea about what?
No, I was just talking about the, when we had the Royal Freedom Package, as far as calling back and seeing how much that would be now. That's all.
Oh, it's on our website. Just go to our website, freedomlawschool.org, okay? And when you do that, you see on the top center, okay, there's a link, sign up. Click on a sign up there, click on the top center, and then you agree to the terms, which is, no easy to do. Click on that, and then after you do that, our website's slow for some reason. I did. And then you fill out the calculator right there. Okay, you can, it's very easy. Just, if you have any questions, call us. Okay?
Okay, we'll do.
All right,
thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling, Robert. 308 area code call. You're live with Freedom Law School. Give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yes, hello?
Yes. Your name is?
Yes, my name is Durf.
Arthur?
I found out vendor. I I was referred to my friend who's been on this journey.
Very good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, how may I help you, Arthur?
Okay. Yes. I am active duty. My wife is a stay-at-home. While we were living in Hawaii, we bought our first home. We eventually sold that home. We made $70,000. Right? We sold it after living there for a little bit over 3 years. This was back in 2019. And unfortunately for me, in that year, I did not file taxes. For whatever reason, life happenings or whatever, I did not file my taxes on time. I kind of missed the time. Fast forward, I got reassigned to a new location. We moved, PCS. We're in a new area. I get I also didn't file 2020 because my 2019 because I didn't file my 2019. I didn't file 2020, 2021, and 2022. And because I know I needed to correct the 2019, I just never got around to do it and finding paperwork and such. Okay, so it wasn't until 2023 I get a call from the state of Hawaii, pretty much telling me that the IRS has been looking for me or sending me notices, and that I owe $290,000. Mind you, I only made $70,000 off the sale of the house, and so I go back and forth with the IRS. It's I take off time going to the IRS office, calling the IRS, and so on and so forth. It all led to dead ends. Finally, I contacted a TAS a tax advisor counselor, and in August 2025, I contacted him. He took my case, and through his research, he found out that someone else actually stole my identity and filed 2019 taxes without my knowledge. So he advised me to submit tax form 14039, the identity theft affidavit, so to stop the IRS from furthering, attack on me, on my person. Since then, I have filed my 2020, 2021, 2022, but the IRS garnished all of them. I never received them. So at that point, I just stopped filing. It didn't make any sense to me. So I haven't filed 2023, 2024, 2025. I recently, recently came back from a deployment, and I actually reached out to your team yesterday, and then they advised me to call to ask my question. So my question is, how do I make this $290,000 tax burden, this erroneous tax burden, how do I make that disappear out of my life and move on and get back to
I do not
family?
know. I need to see any and all of the paperwork that you have in your situation, in your case, okay? Because I don't know. Oh, I see. I got your letter here. Oh, that's the guy? I see your stuff you got here. Okay, I got your paperwork here, active duty. Okay, Hawaii, yeah, it's right here. Okay. Well, the question I have is that before the IRS takes your money, they are supposed to give you a collection due process opportunity letter. They're supposed to give you the chance to ask for a hearing, to make payment plans, or challenge the tax, challenge its correctness, or the fact that it's fraud. Okay, you should have received that letter, and I don't see any evidence in your file about that. Let me look at the printout you got. Here you got a printout here.
Unfortunately,
yes.
Unfortunately, they did send notices, but I never received them because I had already moved out of the state. They were sending it to an old address.
Right. Right. So you could ask for a collection appeal, CAP, okay? Collection appeal, and in that process, collection appeal program, and challenge the fraud in that process. You could do that anytime. Collection appeal program, CAP. That's what you need to do, okay? And you go online, and I don't do those things very often. Very rarely I come across it, but so I type it on your search engine, called IRS Collection Appeal Program, and the information about it will come up. It's IRS Collection Appeal Program will come up. That's what you got to do. That's what I would do. I write down. I'm just like you. I'm not any better than you. That's what you need to do. Okay? I wish I could give a better answer, but that's what you need to do. There you can challenge all this stuff. That wasn't me. And it was just somebody else who did all that stuff. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Collection Appeal Program, CAP. Look it up online. IRS Collection Appeal Program, form instructions. It tells you how you can ask for a hearing there. Okay? All right, my friend, sorry about your difficult situation, brother, but that's the best I can do for you without seeing even more paperwork, which you already got some already. Okay, we have several callers waiting right now. Area code 254 caller, 808 area code caller has since joined us. Another call from area code 813. Okay. And another one from area code 801. And I think the old callers from area codes 301 and 628 just dropped off, I think. Right? They already... actually, a 301 area code caller is there. Should we go to her? Maybe she's there. Answers, right? No? Okay, I see 301 area code caller I see at the top. 467, no? Okay, all right. Let's go to area code 254 area code caller. You're live with Freedom Law School, my friend. Give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hey, Payman, how's it going? My name's Charlie from Arizona. I heard about you originally on the Rambo and Friends show. And I'm calling today. I'm all green to this, so I apologize, but I have a girlfriend that owns a business. She tried to get her passport, and all of a sudden she got an IRS letter saying she was seriously delinquent for $157K. She's recently gotten a new accountant and a lawyer to represent her, so she hasn't started making any payments or anything like that.
Only to the taxes.
But I just wanted to know, is there anything we can do for that? She's a business owner.
Well, did she file 10 for income tax confession forms that led to this $160,000 being owed? She did?
In the past, in the past she did.
Okay. So lesson number one, do not confess anymore that you owe the IRS money. Okay?
Okay.
2, once you owe the IRS under $60,000 approximately, or make a payment plan with them, they will, let you, the passport, they'll let you have the passport back. Okay?
Oh, after she makes 60,000 payments, or let the passport.
No, what she what she owes is about 60,000 or more, they'll suspend the passport. But if the amount of debt goes down under 60,000, then they'll release that passport. Okay? Issue.
Real quick.
Bankruptcy.
She's also in bankruptcy, but also just a real quick question about that. Do they ever allow special situations for temporary to leave the country and come back? She is a citizen.
Well, why is she so interested to leave the country? She got bankruptcy. What's the rush to leave the country? What's the reason? You're poor.
She wants to visit some family. She has a house here, so she's not leaving the country and not coming back.
They, in extraordinary, rare, very family medical emergency stuff like that, they may make an exception on that type of basis.
Okay.
But that's, I don't know much about that. Never had to do it, never did it. I know they can't. It's very arbitrary on their part what they consider to be extraordinary medical situations. We meet your relatives, but not just for a simple visit. They say no. And
They also put a
is
lien
he Chapter
in her
7 or
house as
Chapter
well.
13 bankruptcy?
Say again?
Is he in Chapter
Chapter
7 or
13.
Chapter 13 bankruptcy?
Right, that's what I have.
Chapter 13.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do bankruptcy at all. You don't need it. It doesn't solve anything. You just waste your money with a lawyer. Make a payment plan with your debtors. You don't have to pay them. You don't pay them. You'd have to wait. Sorry. A lot of people are in debt because our money system is fraud. Federal Reserve is owned by private banks. They make money out of thin air, counterfeiting, and lend it out at interest to the banks, to the people, the government, and corporations. The whole system is based upon debt. And this interest eats
Right.
up the existing money supply. That's why people are broke. Bankruptcy is not the answer. Okay? Sorry, just don't file anymore. And I wish I had a better answer for you, but I don't. The best answer I got is save your money. Buy that sign for income tax confession form and make yourself even more poor and even more in debt. Give you a chance to get out of this debt a little bit.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Do not sign any more 1040 income tax confession forms saying to the IRS that you owe them money.
Okay.
Let yourself
Should she
get out of this debt.
should she go forward with the lawyer that she's he's saying we're going to try to fight this, and that's probably the best course of action at this point since she already admitted on those 1040s in the past.
Lawyer to fight what?
The 157K and the lien against her house now.
She signed a piece of paper under oath, 1040
Okay,
confession
confession.
form, claiming she owes the IRS this money. One or more of these 1040 forms. How can it
No, I
challenge
didn't
that?
sign,
There's
I
nothing to
didn't sign
challenge.
anything today.
Let me talk to her directly. What's her name, Charlie?
All right.
Hi. Hi, my name is Yorkis, and this is what happened. I used to have an accountant, and unfortunately, he betrayed me. I was paying him to pay the taxes. He never filed for the taxes. Then when I have an American citizen, I decided to get my passport. I'm original from Venezuela, and I all the time travel with my passport from Venezuela. So anyway, when I did, I got my new accountant. This new accountant find out that another accountant never was filed for the taxes. So now I'm already organized, and the taxes I already paid the 2024. So she told me that if I sell my business, they will not be bothering me ever anymore. That is only the problem. But the thing is, I have to travel for business, etc. So all I know is that they put $157,000 that doesn't exist, and I don't know if it's fraud. So what I'm going to fight is that they have to prove me where it's come from that $157,000. So I would like to just ask you this question. I got the lawyer, already paid him a total $3,500, and I had to pay him $2,000 more. So he told me not to sign anything, as you said, and I signed a paper with the lawyer that they will fight for me, and that they have to ask the IRS, they have to show the proof where it's come from, the $157,000 plus. I find out the law that when it's also more than 10 years, by the law is erased. They erase
Correct.
the debts.
Yes. Correct.
Thank you to confirm that.
Yes.
And I would like to, also have your number, your team, and whatever. That way, if you can help me in the future, because I really wanted to sell my business. I really don't want to be end up in this problem, but
I want your phone number, everything to help me in the future, in the near future. And I appreciate everything from you. You're doing amazing. Thank you. God bless you.
You're welcome, ma'am. Let me tell you this. You have a lawyer helping you who claims to know what he's doing. I have not seen any of your paperwork. And you seem to have a complex case. Without seeing your paperwork, I can't give you any opinion at all. I really can't. You have a complex situation. It's a mess. So you can go with this person. Or if you want, you can send for a consultation, paid consultation with Freedom Law School with one of my experts at $300 an hour. And he can look at it with my assistance if necessary to give you evaluation. But without seeing the paperwork of your case, I will be irresponsible to try to give you guidance without seeing all the paperwork of your case. Okay?
Oh, of course.
So if you want to do that, you can do that way. You don't want to pay me $1,000 an hour. That costs too much. You don't have that much money right now. Okay? But you may want to do that $300 with one of my assistants, and they can answer 95% of your questions. They ask me a couple of questions more. If necessary, I'll guide them through and give you a second opinion. But otherwise, you have a lawyer already. I hope and pray that he's competent. Okay?
Another question I want to say, because I have my passport from Venezuela, and I told my lawyer I don't like people slavering me here, so I don't know. I mean, if I need to go, I told him, are they going to put me in jail?
No. Okay, let me help you with that. You can go to Venezuela with your Venezuelan passport. It'll be just fine.
Okay.
When you come back to America, okay, you can...
what are they going to do?
The only problem may be, do you have a passport in your possession right now? Do you have it still?
I have, my passport from Venezuela. I just have to,
American passport.
Renew it again.
Do you have an American passport right now in your possession?
No.
In my possession, I have the old one. I have to validate it. The American, no, they retain my American passport.
They didn't give it to you.
And they retain my certificate, American citizenship.
Yeah. So the problem is that on an airplane, they will not let you get on a plane without seeing your American passport. Okay? But I can tell you from experience of other people that if you fly to Mexico and come to Mexico and you have proof that you're an American, they'll let you in because you are an American. You're an American. They have to let you in at the border of Mexico or Canada, okay? But in Venezuela, they'll let you get on a plane without a U.S. passport because you have a right to return to your homeland, America. You have an absolute right. They cannot keep you out of America. America will not keep you out. But at the airport in Venezuela, they will keep you from getting on the plane to begin with. So you can go, but you have to come back to Mexico, to Tijuana, some other order come, and have everything, documentation, show, look, I'm an American, I got this, that, the other, all the stuff, credit card, driver license, everything else. I'm American, I speak English. You know, my husband's right there. They'll let you in, okay? Because they can't keep you out.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm getting another certification because they are retaining my original again. So I'm paying practically almost $900. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure. Okay, my pleasure, guys. Let's go to the 808 area code caller waiting for us. Is he there? No, we have a 308 area code caller, right? Let me see. 308 area code caller. No, 8. I have 808. 808. Which one do we have? 308. Okay. Let's go with 308 area code caller. That's next. You're live with Freedom Law School, my friend. From area code 308.
Yeah, hi, Payman.
Hello there. What's your name?
It's Mike from Nebraska, and I heard about you from Joe Bannister several years ago.
Very good. And how may I help you?
My question is regarding by signing a W-9 or a W-4, we're basically admitting we have a tax liability, right? Because we're a holding agent for a non-resident alien.
No. Stop. No. You don't admit nothing by those forms. Employers force it upon you in order to hire you. Third parties force it upon you so they can get your slave surveillance number, misnamed, social security number, so they can report your slave number to the IRS to track you like a slave. Otherwise, no, it doesn't. Not a big deal that they force you to fill out a W-4, W-9.
Yeah, so you don't really have to be concerned. You don't see them ever coming after people like us on that charge, do you?
What charge?
In other words, since we're not filing the confession form, the 1040, would they ever try to do a reverse and try to get us through a W-9 or a W-4?
Look,
signature.
They don't come. No, they don't. They don't. The IRS is a broken agency, my friends. You know, I wouldn't say never, ever, 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 ever again. You guys stop asking questions. Can something happen? Can the roof ever fall on my head or your head? Yes, it can. But it's not very likely. Okay?
Right, but the whole thing...
They don't know. It doesn't matter. There's 80 million non-filers according to IRS's own best estimates, people that do not file 1040 income tax confession forms every year. Okay? And most of them, the third parties have given to the IRS a W-2 form or a 1099 form to the IRS about the money that was paid to them. The IRS does not use that information against non-filers. Rarely they do. They use them more against filers. Okay, so don't worry about these forms. Okay, our members, the whole almost all of them have a W-2 from a job or 1099 from a third party paying them. Okay, so what? So what? What else? Any other questions?
Yeah. The thing is we're basically forced into it. You know, so if we have no choice, even if we know, you know, what it's actually doing, which we do,
right?
It's fraud.
Okay, so what's your question, Mike? There's no time. Listen, Mike, stop. Don't tell me what things are, my friend. With all the respect, I got people waiting to get the questions answered like you. Unless you have a question, I got to get these guys that are waiting for me. Don't give me a lecture about what I already know. Okay, I'll do a class. I need to help these guys waiting. You have a question for me, so I can help you, brother. You good?
All right.
All right,
I'm good. Thanks, Payne.
I'm glad that we have helped you. That's all I want to do is help everybody out there, and not people get tired of waiting and hang up on themselves because they're patiently waiting to get the question answered. Okay, let's see. We got an 808 area code caller, then 813 area code caller, 801 area code caller. Then we have a 641 area code caller, followed by a caller from area code 918. Thank you for your patience, guys and gals. I'll be with all of you as soon as I can. Let's go to Hawaii, 808 area code caller. Please give me your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please. Are you there from area code 808, Hawaii? Are you there? Let's see. Let's try again.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes. What's your name?
Oh, yeah. First name is Kai. Calling from North Carolina, and first hold you on YouTube.
Speak up. I can barely hear you. Name is Ty.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you, Ty.
Yeah.
How did you hear about Freedom Law School, Ty?
From YouTube.
All right. And how may I help you?
So my question is, right now I'm planning to do a direct transfer from my employer to an individual retirement account. My question is, in the future, when I do like RMD, but not right now, but in the future, does that W-2 fail withholding? If so, do you know what in the IRC, like Internal Revenue Code, I can like look more into the information about it?
What is subject to withholding? I did not hear that.
Oh yeah. So pretty much right now I'm doing direct transfer roll over to an individual retirement account.
Hold on. Wait, stop. I don't understand it. Are you transferring money in your IRA or taking money out of your IRA? Are you talking?
No,
out of your IRA?
I'm doing a direct transfer. I roll over from a foreign account to an IRA account.
Okay. You take a 401k retirement account into an individual retirement account. No, there is no tax on that because it goes from one retirement account to another retirement account. You're fine there with taxes.
That's not my question. But in the future, if I do take a distribution from my individual account, is that subject to a fair withholding?
No, you don't have. There's no reason for withholding from your IRA because you take it out. You can take it out anytime you want to, and the IRS claims you owe them income taxes, but you do not owe any money anyhow.
Okay, the reason I ask because when I talk to my Boy Scout, they say that you subject to withholding, so I'm trying to get more information about it.
Who told you they'll be withholding on what?
So pretty much I'm planning to transfer to Fidelity, a Boy Scout for my IRA, and they told me so in the future if I want to take a distribution from my IRA, then pretty much it would be subject to fair withholding.
Well, what about the state issue? I want to get him a passport. If they tighten that up, that he doesn't have a Social Security number either.
That's fine.
Can you get a passport? Can you get a passport without a Social Security number?
Yes. Anything else?
Okay. If I get through all this and he wants to go to work, and he seems like he wants to work for a company. All these companies are tax collectors. Can he file a W-4 BEN?
No.
Why?
Because W-4 BEN or beneficiary is somebody from outside of D.C. who has income from D.C. Does your son, these companies that he works for, are they from inside D.C.? Are the companies on D.C.? No. So it doesn't belong to them. So when you get these IRS forms, okay, they almost always, except oil taxes, things like that, you see the word United States, replace it with District of Columbia, because that is what United States means in Internal Revenue Code, generally speaking. Right. Then you'll know who it applies. Go read the instructions for the W-4 BEN and see who it applies to. Non-resident mean non-resident with respect to Washington, D.C. Okay? So do that and you see it for yourself. Anything else, Jim?
Non-resident of Washington, D.C., did you say, Payman?
Yes.
Non-resident of Washington.
Who has income from within Washington, D.C. That's what the W-4 BEN is about. Someone not from D.C. having income from within D.C. That is who it applies to.
Okay.
Okay.
What kind of withholding statement? If he doesn't have a Social Security number, then he can't put that on any kind of W-4. Can he put all zeros?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Yep. Thanks, Payman. I don't want to keep you up too long, man. You've been at it a long time tonight.
Nah, you got it, my friend. You can put zeros in there, nines in there, or draw a line through it, indicating some way or another that he doesn't have a number. Okay, that's fine because either way, there's no such thing as all zeros or all nines, or just draw a line through it or put on there none. Don't have one. That's fine. Okay,
right,
Jim.
Okay.
Thanks for calling, my friend. Before we get to the next caller from area code 918, I'm gonna let you guys know I'm done with everybody's live questions except one person. If you've been waiting to get your question answered, let me know now. Call the number you see on the screen, 424-552-1299, and then press 1 on your telephone keypad, and you'll be next after the next caller. The number is, again, 424-552-1299. 99, and then press 1 on your telephone keypad. You'll be after the 918 area code caller. Caller, please give me your first name. I heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please. 918 area code. Are you there? Yeah. 918. Okay, I see him right here. Yeah, it looks like he got disconnected. Okay, we have a call right now. Another one from area code 816. 816 area code caller. You're live with Freedom Law School. Give me your first name. I heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great. My name's Patrick, and I heard about you from Redacted.
Very good. And how may I help you?
Okay, my question is, I'm in Kansas City, Missouri, and I understand I'm not liable for federal taxes, income tax, or state income tax. However, my question is, am I liable for Kansas City profits tax?
I didn't know. I don't know anything about Kansas City's profit tax. Is that an income tax?
It must be. I'm self-employed. I've been doing this for several years, and this is the first time I've received a notice that my Kansas City profits tax is overdue.
Is that a city tax?
It must be, yes, because it's from the Kansas City, Missouri Finance Department, Revenue Division.
I haven't heard about that this city tax, but I do know that Kansas follows federal law. So if the state of Kansas follows federal law, forms and or definitions, you don't owe Kansas state income tax.
Yeah, I'm in Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri. But
same thing with Missouri, both of them.
Piggyback off of federal,
both of them.
I understand correctly.
Both of them follow the federal law and or forms. Therefore, you owe no tax to the state, nor any city, county, or municipality in that state who follows the state definition of the terms and who follows the federal definition and forms. So, no, you don't owe that tax either.
Great. I didn't think so. And one interesting thing about that is the notice I received are for the years that I filed, 22, 21 and 23, because I did not file for 22, 24, or 25. So the notice I received for the years that I did file. So that's kind of interesting.
Well, yeah. They send letters to you.
Yeah.
They can do that.
Yeah, because I mistakenly, or not mistakenly, I should have known better, but I went ahead and filed those years. But the years that I did file are the years they're asking about, and the years that I did not file, I haven't heard anything, so I think that's interesting. Anyway, thanks for your time. I appreciate what you do.
You're welcome. My pleasure, my friend. All right, we have no more calls waiting to get their question answered on call. Do you have anything online, guys? No, nothing. No online questions to answer? Okay. Well, brothers and sisters, I'm basically done. I urge you all to go to our website, freedomlawschool.org, and verify for yourself. No law requires 99% of Americans to file and pay income and payroll taxes, corporate taxes, estate taxes. Yes, none of those you owe. $50,000 for you if you can show me wrong. That's right. This brochure, Restore Freedom brochure, and its sister publication, Fast Track Your Success, show you that you can lawfully, and safely pay no income or payroll taxes with 100% guarantee if you want as well. Go to freedomlawschool.org and request we can send you as many as you want of these in the mail to pass out to people. You can share the link on our website at freedomlawschool.org as well to wake up and empower other people to fight inflation. Cost of food is up, cost of car repairs is up, everything costs more. Gas is especially up because of this ridiculous war that we have no business being involved in. Okay? You can fight all that by keeping more of your heart and money. Okay? Go to our website, freedomlawschool.org, and you can stop income tax withholding on your paycheck. Go, and on there, on the right, and click on for yourself from tax withholding. Okay? And then stop the income tax withholding from your paycheck and keep with your heart and money that belongs to you. not the Epstein billionaires in Washington, D.C. and New York. All right. We have a call right now from area code 816. Caller, please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi there. My name's Dave. I heard originally from InfoWars. I am a Freedom Law School member, and I always listen in. I just happened to hear the gentleman from Kansas City, which is where I live. That's a city earnings tax. They get their information from Missouri, from what I understand. So that's how that works. It's called an earnings tax. It's a 1%. If you live or work in Kansas City,
right,
you get charged a 1% earnings tax. And I believe if you file Missouri, that's how they get your name, your information to come after you.
Right.
And they will send you letters. Through my own experience, years past, and I just got scared and folded and worked out a payment plan with them. So I don't know how aggressive they are nowadays. I just wanted to add that since I just heard that coincidentally I live in that same city.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, they're based on federal law definitions. You know, they that's what they do. But yeah, I saw it online. I looked up online, folks, and online search, and AI tells you the answer of these things, you know, fairly accurately. You know, so it's not a big deal. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay, very good. Thanks for calling, Dave. Appreciate your
great work, and I appreciate we appreciate the time you take. You take a lot of time here every week in your busy schedule, and it really helps people. I sure appreciate it. I'm a member, and I'm happy with the service and everything. And I haven't filed for 2 years now. I want to hear that applause.
It's all good. It's all good. Yes, you're free. For 2 years, no chain around your neck.
Oh, it's so freeing. It's such a freeing feeling. It is. It so much is. So highly recommend it. So thanks again for everything you guys do.
You're
Appreciate
welcome,
it.
Dave.
Good speaking to you tonight.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah,
Take
for
care.
me also. Folks,
God bless.
I couldn't imagine, you know, every year I have to fill out the confession form as a slave to some government. No. I came from Iran. I know a lack of freedom over there because I was raised there in the 1960s and 70s. Come to America, land of the free, home of the brave, land of America's founding fathers, Washington, Jefferson, and company, and now we're slaves to our own public servants. Something was wrong. I realized that in 1992 when I heard about income tax fraud. I mean, I knew it in the 80s that income tax is slavery. As a libertarian, I recognized it right off the bat. But legally, that it's, you know, we don't have to pay it? Wow. That was so liberating because I only filed 2 years in 80s with my ex-wife. I made very little bit of money at the time. I was doing insurance commission sales a little bit, started a business mailbox rental place with my friend's father. We lost money the first year, started making a few $100s the second year. You know, we didn't make much, you know, at those times. And then just to share with you about myself a little bit more, and I was doing a little bit of like little hourly wages. Seriously, I was making delivering business cards and a little bit other medical X-ray film sales. So I didn't file. I couldn't afford to file. I was an independent contractor and delivering, you know, Persian language interpreting, just squeaked by. And I filed in 1993 a 1040 NR to get $600 of the withholding from the one W-2 job I had back. My friend said, Paymon, this is how we do it right. It was right before April 15th. I said, okay, this guy seems to know more than me. I trusted him. I was in the movement at that time, you know, for, you know, really, you know, less than a year. About a year, approximately. And so, and I didn't get the $600 back. Okay? The IRS didn't give me that money on that I claimed I was back. All my withholding, you know? So, that's it. I haven't filed. And what for? You know? You're meant to be free. You are free. It's still a free country. The system recognizes your God-given rights. We just became ignorant of the law and our rights and how the system works. I found myself ignorant. So I cured it. I started educating myself. That's what led me from 1992 to 1996, creating Freedom Law School. And I've been educating Americans like you since then to be free. I've gotten better and better and wiser, freer, and more confident over the years. Okay? IRS has had me under criminal and other investigations for over 30 years. Yes, over 30 years. Haven't paid them a dime, haven't filed a tax return, never been to jail for not filing income tax. They know me very well. Right? I've been in court, beat them multiple times with the IRS appeals, with the U.S. tax court, with a federal district court. It's not like they don't know about me. And you can also be free. But what keeps you from freedom is ignorance, which leads to fear. With that fear that's due to ignorance, you're a slave. So you cannot be ignorant and free. Yep, that's what America's founder said that. You cannot be ignorant and free. You got to educate yourself. It's available for you for free at freedomlawschool.org. Do it, be free, and 99+% you'll be left alone by the IRS. If you want a 100% guarantee, join other Americans in our Restore Freedom Plan. We back each other up, one for all for one. We're much more powerful, and that's how the system works. With a guarantee you're not going to go to prison. We do all legal work, pay the attorneys. If you ever take your money, IRS, don't worry about it. From our funds, we'll reimburse you in full whatever the IRS took. No risk for you, and free. A 30% of which you otherwise would have paid the IRS. You don't want to do it? Don't. Keep 100% of it. Okay? It's your money. Okay? But if you join the Restore Freedom Plan, you know you're part of returning America to the freedom and greatness it was meant to be for you and your children and your grandchildren. That's what I'm doing this for. I'm going to be free. My children, my grandchildren, be free. And yours too. We can work together. So either way, folks, do something. Educate yourself. Last thing you want to do is do nothing at all. Keep being a slave. Allow your employer to steal from your paycheck. Don't stop the income tax withholding. And sign those 10 income tax confession forms. That's the last thing. And if you're an employer, you need to stop stealing from your employees' paychecks. Don't require them to fill out W-4 form. Don't take out their paychecks, income taxes, payroll taxes. Don't have to match that either from your employee's paycheck. None. Your company will go big, huge with this burden of all this income payroll taxes off your company. About 30% of your payroll is now coming back to you and your employees. Yes, Employee Freedom Plan is really the best way to help Americans become free wholesale. Companies now free their employees. Whether it's 10 people, 1,000 people, yes. We help you be free and free the slaves en masse. And we can take America back much quicker that way. IRS is imploding from within. Just like the Soviet Union, that tyrannical communist entity, after decades, on its own imploded. Joseph Stalin died in 1953. He and Lenin murdered millions of people. Brutal dictatorship. But by the time Mikhail Gorbachev became head of the Communist Party in Soviet Union in 85, 32 years went by. That's one generation, 32 years. To try to fix and improve communism. Couldn't do it. The system imploded from within anyways. And that is what's going on right now with the IRS. This is no longer the IRS of 1950s through 2000 years. After 2010, Irish started a huge implosion. Huge implosion, and it's irreversible. No amount of money or AI technology can save the IRS. The cost of living in America is going down because of this ridiculous war where Israel owns Trump and Congress and have our children, our sons die in a war across the globe, which is none of our business. Mexico or Canada are fine, except we don't want drugs coming through Mexico. We should stop that, if anything. Not across the globe. Finding a little country which is like a porcupine with missiles and drones. And that's causing inflation. The gas prices have gone up almost $2 a gallon already now since 3 months ago. Food prices are up. And guess what? It's going to get worse. You're in debt. Stop paying your money to the Epstein billionaires, the gang that owns Congress and President Trump and Biden and all these guys. Take your country back. It is your country and my country and your children's country and your grandchildren. If you love them for real, stand up for your children and grandchildren you love. Okay? You can do it on your own, or better yet, let's get together like the Founding Fathers did, have America be free and great and prosperous and comfortable and peaceful with joy once again for all of us. I love you all. I'll be back.